Hey guys, so season's pretty much over. I've done some cleanup, which is better than my usual because I usually keep thinking I'm gonna have more time, and then it starts to snow. It's not a horrible day. It's probably one of the last nice ones we're gonna have, so I figured I'll come out here, get a little bit of cleanup done. And I want to show you guys how to save nasturtium seeds, and I'm hoping there's still some Cosmo and some calendula or calendula, or however you say that, because I have no idea. I also have to prune the black currants, and I want to cut out the raspberries. I'll be putting some back, but these are old plants and they are in the way of my greenhouse. This is the black currant. It's a bit of a mess, and full disclosure, I have never pruned this. And from my research, because this is a black currant, you do not trim the tips. You just take out a third of the old canes. If it was a red currant, apparently you can trim the tips and take out a quarter of the canes. I'm going to give it a pruning, and we'll see how this does, but I guess we won't know until next year. But it's a bit unruly, so if we can clean it up, I think that will be a good thing. So now to figure out how many of these branches to cut. I'm just gonna go in there and start thinning it out. It's raining a bit, so I'm just gonna do this quickly. So I got it thinned out a bit. I moved it away so the gooseberry has more room, so I trimmed on that side. And then, looking over here, so this is off of the original plant over there, and it's come through and touched the ground and rooted into a new plant. So, yep, that's the black currant. Over here, this is the last of the raspberry bushes. I had cleaned some of it out when I took out ye old tree. This is essentially where the greenhouse is going to go hopefully next year. So the raspberries would be in the way and they need to go. Once I have the greenhouse established, I am going to be putting some raspberries back in with proper supports because these guys did not have it. And then in the garden, there is just cleanup. Some sad looking pepper plants that need to come out, and that is where the garlic is, and the elephant garlic is over there. I'm going to grab some of these parsnip seeds and save those. Calendula is over there, Cosmos in the corner, and what else did I want to save seeds from? Oh, the nasturtiums. Celery is doing pretty good. This is the Chinese pink celery. It's pretty, but honestly, I don't love it. I transplanted some sage. This was something that I had actually started indoors hydroponically, and I moved it outside. And then we have all this asparagus. This is going to turn into kind of a permaculture bed, so we will have the asparagus here. On that side, that's where I had some tomatoes. We have a graffiti cauliflower. Not sure if there's too much going on in there. We'll see how it does. A few onions left over. This, I think, was another graffiti. That one is, oh, what is that one? That one is the one that looks like the fractal Romanesco. I also have some Brussels sprouts here, and a ragged jack kale. A sad looking nasturtium, but we're gonna grab some seeds. This was one of my favorites. It had the variegated leaves, so we're gonna save the seeds from this one. The celery is loving life right now. Loads of celery. I'll probably pick some of that and try freezing it. The Battle Royale pit is still going well. We still have some oregano, and that is lemon balm. I think there's some mint still. I love the mint. Reminds me of my nanny's mint potatoes. Our first nasturtium seeds. So I guess we might as well start collecting those. This is my first year saving the nasturtium seeds, so I'm not claiming to be a pro at this at all. What I am going to do is I have one mason jar with those three we just found. I don't know what color these are, so that's why they're in this one. Have another mason jar with some paper towel in it for no other reason than to let me be able to differentiate that these are the variegated ones, because I love variegated. So let's get some seeds. This poor plant is destroyed from the frost. So they grow in clumps of 3s, and then ideally you want them to be kind of browning, going tan. And then all I do is I split the clump into the 3 seeds, and then for now we'll just dump them in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get a whole bunch of these. Ideally I would have collected these before there was a frost, but I got sidetracked. So some of them, they're looking kind of clear. I'm pretty sure those ones have been damaged by the frost, so I'm not going to keep those either. And we've got these guys. So these are the variegated ones. And then there are a whole bunch here on the ground that have fallen from some of the other plants. And I'm just going to go and collect all those up. Here are some that have dried already outside, so we'll go ahead and take those as well. So I'll just keep gathering these up, and then we will move on to checking the cosmos and the calendula. So this is the calendula, and the seeds are really creepy looking. They almost look like a bug. Now these aren't very dry, unfortunately. How pretty these are. And then there's this one down here. Went in a bit late. And probably could have done with a bit more time, but I'll take these 2 at least. Then over here is my Cosmo. And this one's pretty easy. Just gonna knock them all into my hand. I already saved a bunch of these. I'll go put these inside, and then I'll come back and get some more cleaning done. I still need to get the rest of the cucamelons down. I'm so glad we built these trellises. They were amazing. If you want to know how to build them, I'll put the link up above, but they really were great. And it's also crazy to think how much food came out of this patch, which was an absolute disaster at the beginning of the season. Just gravel. This is where our deck used to be. I'll put a link up above to this one about the video where I did all of this as well.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and
Short girl problems.
the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken. And I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way.
bunch of borage that's looks like it's about to bloom. So I think my best bet is to use my pruners. I'm gonna trim them right down to the ground and then dig out what I can. I do want to get my asparagus and see if I can transplant that over to the bed, and then the space will be clear for next year. So the asparagus is out. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. That's just what I did. I guess we'll find out next year if I made a terrible mistake. But for now my space is clean, and I have to get those asparagus plants in. So I'll get these guys watered in so that I can get the soil to settle around the roots. And then I think we'll go inside because I'm overheated. My glasses are fogging up. And I want to show you guys what to do with the nasturtium seeds to dry them out. So that's what we're going to do. So it's actually the next day, and I realized that after I came inside yesterday, I didn't actually sit down and film the part to show you guys what to do with the nasturtium seeds after you gather them up. So that is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm upstairs in my office or grow room, indoor grow room. There are many a plant up here, as well as many a hydroponic system, because I've got them all up and running to grow food this winter. But right now we need to talk about these nasturtium seeds that we gathered. So these are the variegated ones. Put them on a very important piece of paper towel and wrote variegated on the bottom. Pretty much what I have been doing is just taking these seeds and laying them out onto the paper towel. That's it. Every day I kind of go and just move them around. You don't want to make sure that they're not getting moldy or anything like that, and that they have some air circulation. I actually have a plan to build a seed drying rack, but I haven't done it yet. That is a winter activity. Once I get it done, I will be sharing it on the channel. So then you guys can also build your own seed drying racks if you are so inclined. You can also use them for drying the herbs. So it's a handy thing to have. So they shrink up pretty small. This is one that's already dried. I'll flip the camera around in a second and show you on the paper towel. It's kind of hard, it's not focusing here. But you're just gonna want to move them around all the time until they are completely dried. I go very extra on the making sure that they're dried, because when I first started saving seeds, I did run into some times where they went moldy because I didn't let them dry enough. So now I've gone all the way to the other end of the spectrum, and I just leave them forever to dry out and just keep moving them around. But it should only take like a week or so. These are the ones that are already all dried up. For reference, here is one of the plump ones. So they get quite a bit smaller and much darker in color, and they're gonna dry up. So there's quite a big difference there. So moving the dried ones off, all I would do is kind of put these on here. Try and leave some space in between them. It's always better if the seeds aren't touching. Just to make sure that there's some air circulation, I'll come and just move them around every day, and that's pretty much it. And then once I'm convinced that they're absolutely dry, then I will put them away in a cool, dark place and save them for next year's garden. So if you enjoyed the video, then please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does really help me. The YouTube algorithm loves those, and then it shares my video to more people, and I can hopefully share the message about micro homesteading and becoming more self-sufficient with more people. If you want to know more about seed saving, you can check out this video over here. Otherwise, there is my playlist on micro homesteading, which you might enjoy. And until next time, don't forget to enjoy the little things and make food grow. Bye, guys.